Trust is built on relationships. Relationships are built on trust. If you don't trust me, we don't really have a relationship. The more deeply you trust me, the better relationship we have. When I say that relationships are the most important thing in getting things done, when I look back at my career in the Navy and the SEAL teams, just about every single thing that I ever did was through relationships. So the amount of times that I looked at one of my subordinates and said, "No, you will do what I'm saying because I'm in charge," I don't think I actually honestly ever said that one single time. I think it was always, "Hey, this is what we got to get done. How do you think we should do it? Do you think this is smart?" And it was all based on relationships and up the chain of command too. There was never a time that one of my bosses said, "Hey, Jocko, shut up and you do what I told you to do." There was never a time that one of my bosses said that to me. There was, if I had a question, if I pushed back, they gave me legitimate answers. If they didn't have good answers, then they would modulate or change what it is that they were telling me to do. So this idea of having relationships up and down the chain of command, and there's a word that people bring up a lot, and I think they're pretty interchangeable, and it's relationships and trust. Right? Trust is built on relationships. Relationships are built on trust. If you don't trust me, we don't really have a relationship. The more deeply you trust me, the better relationship we have. So how do I build trust with you? So if you're above me in the chain of command, well, this is one of those answers that's so obvious, it's crazy, but people actually fail to do this, which is, if you ask me to do something as my boss, I do it, and I do it well, and I do it consistently. And I go above and beyond what you ask. And if you want me to deliver this project by this date, I deliver it earlier, and I deliver it to the best of my ability, above and beyond what you expected. And you say, "Oh wow, when I ask Jocko to do something, he actually does it." And that's where it starts. It starts with that right there, with me performing, me offering advice, me taking what you asked me to do and doing it. That's the number one thing. If we flip those roles, and now I'm in charge of you, how do I build trust with you? Well, what I do is I give you a project. And instead of me giving you a project and then saying, "Hey, here's how I want you to do this, and here's how I want you to do the next part," instead I say, "Hey, here's a project. Let me know how you want to do it." And then you go figure out how you want to get done. And I don't micromanage you, and I don't ask you a million questions about and tell you, "No, don't do it like that, do it like this." I let you do it. And what does that tell you? That tells you that I trust you. I trust you. And when I trust you, you start to trust me. And by the way, if something goes wrong, instead of me jumping down your throat and hanging you out to dry and making you an example in front of everyone, I say, "Hey, let's figure out what went wrong. Did I not support you well enough? Did I not give you what you needed?" And so you realize, oh, he's not gonna hang me out to dry. He's gonna give me the support. He's gonna try and teach me if something goes wrong instead of try and drop the hammer on me. And in order to do this properly, of course, let's say you just started working for me. The first thing I would hand you wouldn't be a massively strategic, important project and say, "Hey, here's a multi-million-dollar project. You take and run with it. I'll be over here." I trust you, you make it happen, because I don't know you. How can I trust you if I don't know you? So I'm gonna give you a smaller project. I'm gonna give you something little to start on. And then you do that well, boom. Now I'm gonna give you something bigger, and we continue to go in that direction until pretty much we get to a point where all I really have to tell you is, "Hey, this is the vision. This is what we're trying to make happen. Run with it." If you need to pass this barrier of whatever kind, let me know so I can let everyone else know. But it's on you. Run with it.